All right, what's up, guys? So we're on week 2 of this new program, and I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about it. Really quick, as you guys can see, I am in my bathroom. This is my closet is my office is a mobile office at the house. So we just move wherever it is quietest, and so right now it is quietest in the bathroom. So welcome to my bathroom. Anyway, let's talk about this new program after I get some coffee. All right, so this is definitely a change of pace. We've been doing a lot of volume, 5 sets of 10. Volume just meaning workload, the amount of work that you're doing, which we typically measure by multiplying the weight times the sets times the reps. But anytime you're talking about 5 by 10, 50 reps, that's a lot. And especially when we're doing multiple exercises for 5 by 10, that's a lot. So we've definitely switched volume. We've reduced volume in this new program, but one thing that we have increased is time under tension, which just means basically how long you are under the load, time under tension, right? So basically with this program, we've got what's called the 3-1-0 tempo. So we're doing this for every exercise on the program except for lunges, because we do love you guys, and I would not make you do that. But Hayden might in the future. So anyway, but for now, we're not doing the tempo on the lunges. Everything else, we are doing the tempo. And so what that means is, for example, when you're doing your hex press, you're going to start at the top, and then you're going to go 1, 2, 3 with a 1 second pause at the bottom, and then the 0 is just on the way up. Okay, so you go 1, 2, 3, 1 second pause, press, just like that. Same thing with your squat. It's like you're upright, and then you go on 1, 2, 3, pause for a second at the bottom, and come back up. This is kind of like a halfway point, a transition program, if you will, between our last program, which was just a ton of volume, a ton of sets and reps, to what we're about to enter into in the next couple weeks. So this next program that we're going to be doing, we can put up another video for this if you guys like these video explanations. But what we're going to do in the next program is very strength focused. So we're going to be using heavy loads relative to to your strength, but very heavy loads, and fewer sets, a lot fewer sets. And so this is kind of an in-between. It's not really low volume, but it's not really high volume either. But it's a lot of time under tension. It's a very, very different, just something different. Taking that tempo really changes things. And one thing I wanted to say, well, a couple things I wanted to say. The first is that we just put this together as a transition point. We thought it made sense for a couple reasons, but we wanted to put a little transition program together for you guys, and we wanted it to be fun. Like, I think it's different than what you guys have been doing, but you're still using a lot of the same or similar movements. So we thought it was a perfect choice for the next couple weeks. The next thing that I want to say, just a quick note, because a lot of you guys are worried. You're like, Nate, I feel like I'm regressing. I feel like I'm getting weaker. Like, what's going on? Like, why am I not able to use as much weight? This is something that I think I take for granted, but I'll also give you a quick little lesson here. The first thing I'll say right off the bat is when I'm doing these 3-1-0 sets, I typically use 50% of the weight that I would normally use. So what I mean is, if I'm squatting for 3 sets of 10, a normal 3 sets of 10, versus squatting with a 3-1-0 tempo, I'm doing about 50% of what I would use here. And it's not that I got weaker, it's just the set is much harder when you're, just controlling it down. Take a second, control it down, explode up with no pause. That's very different than the 3-1-0 tempo, which is much harder. You're really taking, your time. There's no bounce out of the bottom. You're coming from a complete stop. That makes it much more challenging. It's not better or worse. It's just different. And I do think varying the stimulus, which is what we're doing here, has a lot of benefit. But don't feel like you guys are regressing. Like, you cannot compare your 3 sets of 10 with a 3-1-0 tempo squat to what you would be doing on your regular 3 sets of 10. All right. The other thing is this is another lesson. This is kind of a tangent, but I'll wrap it up here. You especially cannot compare what you would do for 3 sets of 20 with a 3-1-0 tempo to what you would normally do with like a regular set of 3 sets of 10. Let's take dumbbell curls, for example. And I'm honestly not even sure with this program if we're doing 20 reps on the dumbbell curls or not, but there is a big difference. Let's ignore the tempo for a second. There's a big difference between the amount of load you can use for 3 sets of 10 versus 3 sets of 15 versus like 3 sets of 5. So you can lift way more for 3 sets of 5 than you can for 3 sets of 10. And you can lift way more for 3 sets of 10 than you can for 3 sets of 15. So if you take somebody who can curl, let's say 20 pounds, 20-pound dumbbells for 3 sets of 5, that person may only be able to curl 15 for 3 sets of 10. And they may only be able to curl 12 or 10 pounds for 3 sets of 15. So that's one thing. And then you throw in the tempo, and that makes it even harder. Like, so following that same analogy, if somebody can curl, 20s for 5, maybe 15s for 10, we'll just say 10s for 15. It may not be that neat and clean. But then if we do a 3 sets of 15 with the 3-1-0 tempo, they may only be able to do like 5 pounds, maybe 8 pounds, but probably like 5 pounds. I just wanted to get it through your head. I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but the 3-1-0 tempo makes things much more difficult. So like, don't judge yourself on how much load you're lifting. And what I want you to do, normally when we're doing our main lifts, squats, presses, things like that, we do want you focused on how much you're lifting on your strength. What I want you thinking about this time though, don't worry about how much you're lifting per se. Focus on the muscle that we're trying to go for. Okay, focus on the target muscle. So when you're doing your hex presses, really focus on your chest. When you're doing your squats, your heel elevated squats, really focus on your quads. And that is how you're going to get the most out of this program.